Hi everyone, Engineer Pat 5290 coming to you with another rebuild. I haven't done a rebuild video in quite a while on the channel. This is one that will be in my collection. It is the Schlitz Reefer by Lionel. Recently found this car out of some interest, and I said, well, I love collecting old names, and I've always liked the Lionel Reefers. And this car is a really good candidate for rebuild. There's a few things that we can fix with it and make it better. And we're also going to have some fun. So stay tuned and we're going to rebuild this baby and make it look good again. All right, everyone, we're going to dive into the car and see what needs to be done. As you've seen on the Heritage Village Trains channel, where I also work that one, we go through multi-point inspections, and I've gone through this quite a few times. We look over the car, see how it's constructed, and see what we're getting ready to dive into. As you can see, this is a split frame. Split frame here, which is joined together by one screw, and there is a plastic pin that holds the trucks in place. This was built back in the 70s, so it is a very much older tooling. And as you can see, I don't know if the camera can pick this up or not, but you see that plastic pin gives the truck a lot of slop in the car or excessive slack. Every time the train moves, that truck is actually moving with the train. You want to try to get some of this slop out of here. So these pins are going to come off, and we're going to replace them with the 6-140/78 truck. The wheels have definitely seen better days. I'm going to show you this wheel in particular. Let me pull this off. As you can see, zoom in a little bit, you can see along this edge right here, the wheel is absolutely rough, like it has rubbed against the rail for quite some time. When the wheel is worn down like this, the wheels and the trucks have to come off. Why do I say that? When the metal shavings come off of the wheels and go onto your track, it may cause a short circuit and literally fry electrical systems in your engines or your sound cards. You definitely don't want that to happen. So it's safer to put newer tooling on something than chance something that's old and worn out. See, the couplers have been exposed to the weather a little bit. It still works, but it's very, very weak. The brake wheel can be touched up with some paint, and the coupler on this end no longer works. So we are getting ready to go ahead and strip this car down for rebuild, and I will be right back. The first thing we're going to be doing is, since there is no rivet, it's just a plastic pin that you see, the only thing you need is a pair of needle nose pliers. Make sure you get some with a good handle. You want to grab the push pin with your pliers. Hold the car with your left hand and just rock it back and forth. When you do this, you are weakening the plastic that's on the pin, and with that, you can be able to break it apart and the truck will come off easily. You definitely want to squeeze. You want to put all the squeeze in that you can. Okay? It should be able just to pop right off. That wasn't supposed to happen. But the part of the chassis is out, and then we're going to unscrew the screw, and the chassis just slides out. See, it slides out like that. If that's bent a little bit, it's okay. We'll go ahead and slide that off. As you can see, the shell is in decent shape. I'll work on the cosmetics later on. But when you put it back together, it really doesn't matter what side you put on there, as long as it aligns correctly is what matters. And sometimes you can twist these little pins like a screw and it will just come undone. Yeah, we actually broke that pin right there, and that's a good thing. Sometimes what you can do is just pull it back, and it should pull right off. There it is. Okay, that one's off. Get that little piece of pin cut off there. And it is recommended, if you can get some needle nose pliers with some cutters like this, you can cut the pin off and it just slides right off. So now we've got one half. Now we just work on the other half. Have a finger down on the pin to give you something to work against. Twist it if you have to. You can see right along in there, you can see there's one little piece that's propped up. That means the truck pin is actually broke free. And that is what you want. Pull it again, and it'll just come right off. There we go. Not so bad. Cut it up flush against the piece of metal. Voila! Now the car has been stripped down. And get rid of those old pieces there. And the shell just slides right off. We can dust off the shell, make it look good. Now when it comes to painting, we're going to touch up the brake wheel and also paint the frame as well as also that other screw as well. Definitely use a little touch up. Clean the threads while it is out. And before you know it, this car will be back together. So I will do the painting off camera and I will be right back. All right, everyone, we are back in the shop and we are ready to put the Schlitz Reefer back together. As you can see, we've painted the brake wheel, we have painted the frame screw, and we've also painted the split frames themselves. And they look really good since they've been painted. Now it is time for the fun stuff. Putting the car back together. So, you all know the drill at this point. Got the screws, got the grommets, our screwdriver, and we're all set. So, take the truck, turn the little tab face up, get a grommet and a screw, and we just do the process like we've always done her. You can definitely start these with your fingers and then take your screwdriver, as demonstrated here, and then go ahead and secure it. Okay. Make sure the screw is secure. As you can see there, not as much play. And not as much play is what you want. Set that one aside. And then we just do the other truck the same way. Okay. Hold on one second. I can get the... Okay. Like I said, you can start it with your fingers, making sure the hole is lined up. You definitely don't want to strip the screw, or you also do not want to cross thread the holes. Make sure no, that's in there crooked. Okay. So if something happens, stop the screw early from crossing. Get it lined up again. Put the grommet and screw in the hole. Now we screw it down. And I've already checked the knuckles on him. The knuckles are in good shape. Now while the shell is turned upside down, we're going to go ahead and take the little tab, put it back in the end. Get the split frames lined up, which only takes a moment. It just drops in. Line up with the little peg there. Then take our big screw and put the frame back together. Okay. Frame secure. Now we just got to get the little brake wheel on. Brake wheel, simple to put back on. So we turn the car sideways, take our little wood glue, and just a small toothpick is all you need. You don't need very much. You can take the back of the brake wheel and just spread it on there. Get around the post really good. As you note, I just painted one side of it because the other side is just going to go towards the frame of the car, which is not going to be seen. Being careful not to break it. And it's actually not the first time it's been glued. It's been glued previously. So you just push it in. Hold it for just a couple of seconds. And then let it go. There it is. She's all rebuilt and ready for the track. So, just in review of what we've done, we took the car apart, inspected it, put new trucks on it, spray painted the split frame, and also spray painted the brake wheel. That brake wheel looks a whole lot better than it did. So, is it okay to run it with the brake wheel just re-glued as it is? Absolutely. Because since it's not in an awkward position, you can let it sit like that overnight, or it can be safe to operate with it just a little bit. So I'm going to be putting this car behind the Milwaukee Road. We're going to let it run around the layout for a little bit. So I will see you guys over at the layout. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that pretty much wraps up this rebuild project. I hope all of you enjoyed the project and also the running of 2338. I haven't featured it on the channel in a while, but with the Schlitz box cut, with the Schlitz Reefer, that with the slogan that it has, I figured it would go great with 2338. So that was actually a request by a couple of users who said to me, put that car on the head in. I said, you got it. So anyway, I hope you all enjoyed this video, and I'm glad to see this car got a new lease on life. Glad to see it's a lot better, and it is improved. So you can always improve some older cars like these and make them last for another several years. So anyway, I hope you all enjoyed this video, and with that, I'd like to thank you all so very much for watching.